Yeah, that's right. I think they are all wrong and everyone just needs to chill out. It's not the end of the world. This isn't killing gaming. This isn't killing game development. This doesn't mean artists' visions are going to be bastardized. I mean, maybe a little bit. So I've been wanting to start this new tech channel for a while. I can have some pretty contrary opinions sometimes. This is no different. I think people are making way too big of a deal out of DLSS 5. Seriously, everybody needs to just chill out. This is not like the end of gaming or the beginning of the end. I do understand people's complaints about it, but just hear me out. I have a few points to discuss about why this isn't as big of a deal as people are making it out to be. For one, game studios don't have to use it. Two, and probably the biggest one, gamers don't have to use it. Just like DLSS, just like every other post-processing effect that most gamers turn off and love to talk about how they just turn that shit off anyways. Just don't turn it on. And really, I kind of just look at this as a visual mod. So if we're gonna go after this like it's the end of the world, are we gonna go after Nexus mods next? There's reasons to go after Nexus mods, like they're woke as shit. But it's a mod. You can use it or you don't have to use it. It changes the visuals, makes it more realistic. Other mods do that. It's not a big deal. It's not the end of gaming. Aside from Bethesda, most developers don't neglect making their games look pretty because modders are going to do it.
This all looks really good. Those mountains look super high detailed.
This looks awesome.
I think if anything, this may even push devs to make even more ambitious games. And it'll probably look better in some games than others. In photorealistic games, I think it'll look good. I think the demo for Resident Evil looked really good. Now, I know people are going to say, oh, it made her have makeup and this and that, blah, 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 blah. It made her hotter. It made the environment look better. If you don't think so, I kind of think you're just part of the mob. In some more stylized games, it didn't look good. Yeah, we've seen the memes about Minecraft using this and shit. Yeah, in some more stylized games, it's not going to look good. Hogwarts, for one. I see what people are talking about with the old lady. That is the one scene that I did think that just looked like an AI enhancement slop filter, if you want to call it that. The dude getting off of the wagon or whatever, I didn't think that was that big of a deal. I didn't think it made him look 20 years older. And yeah, FIFA had some rough issues in that demo, but DLSS already has some issues with stability and artifacts and stuff. Maybe this is going to be a little bit worse. Maybe, but if you're playing the game, a fast-paced game, if a ball kind of disappears and it's like a little bit of motion blur or something, is everybody going to notice that? Probably not. And if you are very sensitive to that, just turn it off. And let's jump back to it ruining the artistic vision of the games. I'm sure if this ever becomes just a mod that you can put in any game, or if it's a selector in the NVIDIA app where it can be added to any game, which isn't the case right now, isn't going to be the case when it launches, may never be the case, but it could be one day. I could see you making the argument that it could destroy the artistic vision of the game. But for now, that doesn't seem like the plan. But that's true of tons of mods. I use Reshade all the time. I love using mods that change the way the game looks. I love to tweak the game and make them look a little more realistic and improve the lighting. This is something gamers do. But now that NVIDIA's doing it with AI, it's the end of the world, right? Give me a break. But yeah, let's talk about how developers feel about it. It seems like plenty of studios have signed on to it so far. You have to explicitly put it in your game for it to be part of your game. And they do have control over how it looks. If they find that it's changing things too much, they can drop the expression slider or whatever it is way down to where it barely makes any difference. Maybe just some slight lighting enhancements. So one thing that I haven't seen anybody hit on, but I'm almost certain, is that in the demo that they showed, they probably had all the sliders cranked up to the max just to show off what the tech can do and to get people's jaws to hit the floor, which they succeeded in that, but maybe not for the reason they wanted to. But it makes sense that they would do that. That's kind of what you would do with a tech demo. Show everything it's capable of now, the most extreme version. I'm guessing when this is implemented in games, it's not gonna be as heavily implemented as it was in the demo, especially if it starts drastically changing things that the game's artists don't want changed. You know what I mean? And what we've seen right now, it does seem like it does what they said it does. It gives developers the ability to be able to make games look as realistic as they wanted them to look, but they couldn't because they were restrained by game engines, the technology we have, hardware we have, and I think that's a good thing. I'll also add that I think people are way overreacting calling it AI slop and saying it looks super terrible and uncanny. And I know that is subjective, of course, but I'm almost certain that all of the online gamers are going to have a way different opinion on this than the vast majority of gamers. For example, I was super annoying today at work and showed this to dozens of people, some impartial, not gamers, some were gamers that didn't know about DLSS 5, mostly normies though, not the type of people who are going to be posting in comments online. And I showed them image A, image B, asked them which one they liked more, and in almost every single one, they liked the DLSS 5 image better, and they said they'd rather play that game. And then I showed them the game in motion, and they all said they would still rather play it, which I don't think that, I've seen people say, oh, but you have photorealistic graphics, but the animations are a little more rudimentary. It's very uncanny. We have games like that. Every game that is photorealistic is like that because facial animations in games just suck. Still, they're not very good at all. So I would think that's something that we're pretty used to. But I will say, the old lady at Hogwarts, that one people were a little iffy about. They didn't quite like that one. And I agree, that one does look like an enhanced AI slop. Yeah, it does. They also said that the dude getting off the wagon at Hogwarts looks older, but not drastically older. And in some instances, they were saying the lighting changes aren't so realistic. But they still said, hands down, the DLSS 5 image looked better. So I really think this is just a mob mentality, online gamer type of a syndrome. And I know nobody's going to like me saying this, but I think, once again, NVIDIA is giving people what they want before they know they want it.
Everything just works.
It's happened over and over again in the past. That's why they're so freaking far ahead of AMD.
And so I just want you to know that we've been pursuing this vision of unifying, combining the capability of rendering, computer graphics, and programmable shading and all the things that we do with computer graphics and generative AI into this thing called neural rendering for coming up on a decade.
NVIDIA innovates and they give people stuff before they even know they want it.
Love you guys.
And circling back to developers again, game developers want to give us what we ask for, even though it doesn't seem like it sometimes. They want to give us better visuals that's less taxing on our hardware. Of course they want to give that to us. Sometimes it seems like they just say, screw you, and we did our best. But I think that's kind of always their goal. And this is a tool for them to do that. At least this is a tool to help them with that. I think, of course, they're not going to rely on it solely because, for one, it's very, 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 very rare that a game is vendor locked. It happened with a couple of path tracing and ray tracing games before AMD had ray tracing, but it wasn't really very many big games. I think it was a couple of big games. So maybe there'll be a handful of games that require DLSS 5, and that's fine. Just don't play them. But I seriously doubt that's going to be the case. Maybe forever, but at least not for a very long time. Before it becomes a problem to where you're forced to have it, everybody's just going to be using it. Everybody that has access to it is going to use it because I'm guessing it's going to improve just like DLSS has improved. Remember oil painting, DLSS 1, now DLSS 4, 4.5, or whatever we're on now. Everybody uses it by default, and you almost have to, which I see that's kind of an argument against me. I get it. But you don't have to use DLSS. You can use some kind of spatial upscaler these days. You kind of almost have to use one of them. DLSS just happens to be the best, but there are still other options. Just like with this neural rendering or whatever it is, there's probably going to be a standard in DirectX 13. Unreal Engine's probably going to have their own version of it. AMD's probably going to have a version of it. Intel's going to have a version of it. Proprietary engines will probably have a version of it. So I doubt it'll be a super vendor locked thing for long. And I don't know. I know I'm kind of all over the place. I should have I did wrote some notes down, but I'm not really following it. I did watch Daniel Owens' most recent video where he was emailing back and forth with somebody from NVIDIA. And he's getting bent out of shape about there being a few extra strands of hair on somebody's head and stuff. And it's chill the fuck out. It's not that big of a deal. Jay also was free. Everybody, Gamers Nexus, everyone universally hates it. But I really think a lot of them are hating it for the sake of hating AI and are also hating it because their audience says they hate it. And They're just trying to get clicks, which I guess is what I'm trying to do right now, just from a different perspective. I've been waiting to start this channel forever, and I finally did it now with a big hot topic issue because hopefully it'll get some clicks. But really, hopefully, I can get people to just chill out a little bit, because I really don't think it's the end of the world. I don't think it's as bad as everybody thinks. And I think if you would show this to 100 people on the street, 95 of them would say DLSS 5 looks better and they'd rather play that game. And ultimately, it's just an option. It's like a graphical mod. You don't have to use it. Developers don't have to put it in their game. Nobody's forcing this on you with a gun to your head. Just chill out, okay? And if you don't like how it looks now, don't use it. Give it a few years. I guarantee most of you will be using it by default in every game that has it. You might think I'm wrong, but check back with me in 5 years. We'll see if I was right or wrong. Now that I've pissed everybody off, let me give you like a little pitch. I've got a lot of exciting things planned for this channel. Like I said, I like all kind of computer tech stuff. A lot of stuff focused around streaming. I just got the new Stream Deck XL Plus. I want to do a review on that. I'm building a super badass computer right now. I'm going to do multiple videos on, because I've got a lot of little things I want to make little videos on, and then probably a big video on all of it. I like to talk about game development. I have quite a few game development friends that I've made through streaming video games. And yeah, I just love like hardware, streaming gear, cameras, microphones, lights, all that stuff. I love it. I want to do videos on it. I really want to start like putting like my real passions into videos. So hopefully you'll join me for the ride. And till the next video, peace out.